In the wild, it's always strength that determines who's the leader of the pack, and usually it's the males who provide that. However, for some species, the leader is required to have other attributes for leading a clan, such as personality, intelligence, empathy, and tenacity. These virtues are especially found in matriarchal leaders in the wildlife of the African savanna, whose packs are always led by females. We will follow the lives of 3 female protagonists: an elephant, a hyena, and a banded mongoose. And we will discover that if you're a female in charge of a pack in one of the most dangerous areas in the world, you must become a heroine. They are the heroines of the savanna, when the survival of the pack depends on them alone. There is a place where horizons are remote and unattainable, and the skies are never-ending. It is a landscape of eternal dust and grass that emanates promises of life and oaths of death. It is the African savanna. It is a challenging land, very challenging. Here, being strong and having the best weapons is essential for survival, even more so when living in a group. But that's not always enough. Many times, intelligence, skill, bravery, and solidarity are the key to managing and leading a pack. And this is what the females have. They are the matriarchies. These are social organizations in which a female expert makes the most important decisions for the present and future of her group. This herd of elephants is composed of an old matriarch, several females, many juveniles, and 2 small calves who are only weeks old. One of them is the daughter of the leader. Maybe she'll be her last one, since she is now 60 years old. There are 2 slightly older calves. One of them is a male, somewhat surly and introverted. They live their lives at a slow pace. The large males spend their lives in solitude. This one weighs over 6,000 kilograms and is 4 meters tall. He will only visit the herd to mate. He is carefree as he has no enemies and eats peacefully. The 2 larger calves usually play together. The matriarch never loses sight of them because at their age, they could become victims of the lions. The territory through which the matriarch and the herd are passing is home to a pack of lions. It has several females who are excellent hunters that could easily kill any of the little ones. The great male approaches them. They do not like each other. They look at each other with distrust. The male doesn't hang around because something in the air intrigues him and pushes him to move on. The matriarch's keen sense of smell and hearing are constantly at work, and even her feet. If the lions were to approach, hidden among the bushes, she'd be able to detect the vibrations on the ground. She has receptors on the pads of her feet that can detect these micro vibrations. Something alarming must be approaching from afar. Soon we will find out what it is. Nearby, some small creatures are emerging from their burrows. It is a pack of banded mongoose. This is the matriarch. She leads the group and is always very alert for the safety of the pack. They eagerly search for invertebrates and other small animals. Many of their techniques for finding food were learnt from the old matriarch. She decides to go out onto open terrain. They have many enemies, across the land and from the skies. Their pack has about 30 individuals. They are curious about everything. Any moment is a good time to play. In the pack, some members act as tutors who are responsible for looking after the youngest pups. This way, not everything has to depend on the matriarch. She bears the greatest responsibility for the pack. She keeps standing up. Something has piqued her interest in the distance. It is the old matriarch's herd of elephants. Surprisingly, she gives the order to approach these enormous beasts. The matriarch leads the expedition. She sees what she was searching for. The matriarch waits for the elephants to move away. No other mongoose will approach the dung until she does. For the banded mongooses, this pile of organic matter is a great source of food, as many insects are attracted to elephant dung. Some of them, like this dung beetle, are already leaving with their prize. The matriarch scans the horizon. The elephants move away. Now is the time. The matriarch is the first to go. A young male is next. He doesn't have much experience, but is very bold and intelligent. Not long has passed, and the dung already has quite a few insects around it. This helmeted guinea fowl prefers a quieter place. The other members search for more dung. It has been a great feast. It is time to return to the burrows. But the matriarch's duty isn't over yet. Almost on arrival, she smells danger. She has detected the presence of a serval. She sounds the alarm and the pack races off. They hurry towards the burrows that are hidden in a small forest area. Once they are safe and sound at the entrance of the burrows, the matriarch still watches out. The rest relax under the reassurance of their leader's protection. Meanwhile, the old matriarch continues to walk away with the herd. She is still worried about what she noticed a few hours ago. Moving in their direction, although still far away, is another very different group of individuals. They are spotted hyenas. They should be no threat to the herd of elephants. This clan is also led by an experienced matriarch. They have a strongly marked hierarchy, and the descendants of the leader succeed their mother in the ranks, as long as they are female, because the males have very little prominence in the clan. They are patrolling animatedly, as we can see by their upright tails. They have picked up the scent of a rival pack in their territory. The matriarch is standing on the left. Her oldest daughter is on the right, who has a particularly aggressive character. The rest of the clan are all females except for one young male, who is significantly smaller than his peers. If they are going to war, it is best if the females go, because they are far stronger than the males and have 3 times more testosterone. They advance fiercely. They can smell all the markings left by the rival clan. The matriarch and her daughter are inseparable. We don't know why they are so fixated on the scents left by the other clan. They continue the search. A small animal distracts the matriarch's oldest daughter. It is a male jackal. She assumes he is on his way to hunt. While the matriarch and her clan continue their quest, she deviates from them to follow the jackal. Jackals have a special ability to locate gazelle calves, and the daughter of the matriarch knows it. The adults are too fast for hyenas. In the meantime, in the matriarch's group, the leader discovers something interesting in their path. A small creature peeks out of a burrow. It is precisely one of the jackal's cubs. The mother, who is looking after the cubs while the father is out searching for gazelles, is petrified. The matriarch approaches. She sounds the alarm. She tries to distract the hyenas. The matriarch wants to kill the jackal's cubs. Controlling predator populations is one of the ecological roles of hyenas. Meanwhile, the male, unaware of the danger that his cubs are in, approaches a group of gazelles with calves. The matriarch's daughter knows what's about to happen and waits. The jackal attacks. But the female gazelles react immediately, raising mayhem. In the jackal's burrow, the drama is imminent. The entrance to the den is very narrow. She would have to dig quite a lot. Not too far away, the herd of gazelles has dispersed due to the jackal's attack. The moment has come for the matriarch's daughter. By the jackal's burrow, the matriarch tries her best, but all the entrances are too small. She decides not to spend any more time or energy digging around the den. She orders the clan to return to their initial plan of searching for their rivals. Nearby, things have come to an end. The matriarch's daughter has succeeded. The male jackal resigns himself to wait and accept the leftovers. But nothing will be left for him. At least his cubs are still alive. Meanwhile, the elephants continue their day, although the matriarch's concern is growing. Whatever has troubled her all day is now moving towards them. It is the great male, who has been following the irresistible scent of a female for hours. A young female in the herd is in heat for the first time. When a male wants to mate, his behavior becomes impulsive and eager. The young female is confused as she is new to it. He is accosting her. The matriarch tries to deter the male, but he pushes her aside to avoid the intervention. The matriarch is afraid that if the male mounts the female abruptly, he could break her hip. The tension is contagious, especially for the more introverted calf, who decides to escape from the agitation. Other peers end up quarreling as well. It is all too overwhelming. In the savannah, sound travels far. A while later, the matriarch manages to appease the male and dissuade him. Everything seems to go back to normal, but not for long. The matriarch can't find the young calf. He is still separate from the herd. She knows. The matriarch already knows. She can smell it and perceives what has happened. She decides to move on. The matriarch speeds up the pace. She knows that this pride of lions is large, and more of them could be hiding. It has been an intense day. The sun bids farewell with a kiss of light. In the next few hours, dark gazes will roam the African savannah. The group of hyenas has stopped. The matriarch has ceased the search for the rival clan. Hyenas enjoy the nighttime, but something feels unsettling to the leader. Her peers are expectant. It's the pride of lions, the same one that hunted the elephant calf. The matriarch knows that her clan is incomplete, especially in the absence of her oldest daughter, and one of the females is pregnant. These are bad conditions for seeking rivals or stealing prey from lions. She simply decides to wait, regardless of the impatience of her peers. The night stretches on. The elephant matriarch is exhausted, but has managed to lead the herd to a waterhole. The roars are now far away. In the African savanna, the nights are cool, and in the mongoose burrows, they all huddle up around the matriarch. Hunger starts to kick in, and she decides to set off. The other hyenas follow her. The prey tonight are very alert and grouped together. At dawn, the matriarch continues the search. She has detected something. She has located the remains of a carcass. Little by little, her peers join in. A while later, the vultures surround them. They do not like sharing their food. Even less so when there are rivals approaching. The matriarch reacts. For now, there is only one. But more are on their way. Somebody is watching carefully. One of the intruders almost lost their life. The matriarch sees a good moment to retire In the end, they have managed to eat, and the rival hyenas have run away. It hasn't rained in weeks. The dry season has begun. The green pastures disappear, and the great migration in the savanna begins. Over 1 million large herbivores leave these plains behind in order to search for green grass in faraway places. The elephants are accustomed to these droughts. What concerns the matriarch most is the lack of water for drinking. The adults need 200 liters a day. As days go by, the water holes will be drying up, and they will have to travel further each time to find water. The hyenas don't need to drink as much, although during this season they have less food available. This dry season will possibly stretch out for 2 months, although each year it becomes longer. A great challenge for the matriarch. For the leader of the banded mongooses, the dry season won't be as difficult because the insects contain a lot of water. Even in the middle of the dry season, they are able to reproduce. They do so 3 or 4 times a year, always in a synchronized way. They initiate the process with a sort of game. Their reproduction is not only reserved for the matriarch. The oldest males are the ones who make the most. However, our young male, who would usually accompany the matriarch, is a daring one. He tries to mate with the matriarch herself, a very unusual occurrence. She's very surprised. She doesn't seem upset, but appears uncomfortable. She quickly moves away from the young male. This immediately triggers mating between other males in the pack that will soon bring new simultaneous births, creating more responsibility for the matriarch. The sun and the dust have become a malicious duo. Some animals begin to suffer from the effects of dehydration. The old elephant still has some milk for her daughter, but there is not much left. She must drink soon. In her mind, she holds the memory of all the rivers, ponds, and waterholes that she has been to throughout her long life. She must find water, and in abundance. With blind trust, the herd follows her lead. The hyenas are territorial and are less dependent on water. They don't migrate. The matriarch acknowledges each member in turn. Her first greeting is special. There are new members in the group. Her sister, who was pregnant, has given birth to 2 cubs. By the time these cubs have grown to eat only meat, the dry season will be over and there will be abundant prey to hunt. She also greets the other members of the group. They frequently smell each other's genitals. At first glance, there is no difference between males and females, as the females have a false penis. This way, the matriarch gathers a lot of information about her peers, their mood, attitude, and other details about their emotional state. Her oldest daughter emanates testosterone. Today, she is especially cocky. For no apparent reason, she displays her dominance fiercely. Her upright tail shows her excitation. She challenges her peers. She demonstrates her power, as she is second in the hierarchy. They respect her, but also fear her. At the slightest objection, she violently attacks them. And her tail is always upright. The matriarch does not like this. Respect must only be imposed when necessary. She antagonizes her peers and attacks them cruelly. She demands submission. Some are wounded. Now, with her tail downward, she looks for her mother's recognition. Her reaction surprises her. They attack each other. Her daughter shows weakness. The matriarch does something unexpected. She expels her daughter from the dens. This is a highly symbolic act. The matriarch returns with the rest of the clan. Shortly after, her daughter is back. The matriarch sees her, but takes no notice of her. She wants her forgiveness. She asks for reconciliation. The matriarch won't accept so easily. The daughter asks for mercy. She allows her to lie down with her. This means that she is forgiven. The matriarch's attitude towards her heir has reinforced the admiration and respect of the other hyenas towards her, and has helped bring the group closer together. The old elephant has passed by several water points that she once knew, but they were all dry. Now they are even having trouble finding food. They can no longer find any edible branches or green grass. The matriarch, being well aware of this, decides to put a surprising method into practice and shows all her companions. With her keen sense of smell, she detects roots underground. After pulling them up, she removes the soil. Soon, they all imitate her. But they must drink soon. The few wildebeest who have migrated are having a very hard time. The matriarch's sister cannot take it anymore. And also, her daughter is fading. Her sister will not get up anymore. She has no strength left. The matriarch knows that the next water point is not far away now. Finally, an emerald landscape stands before their eyes. She made it. They will stay in this marshy area until the rainy season returns. However, this dry season seems to never end. They can even walk across the rivers. But finally, the clouds are making a promise. Even small lagoons are formed, which are great for the migratory birds. Around the banded mongoose burrows, the matriarch is especially active today. In a surprisingly coordinated manner, 12 pups were born 20 days ago. She treats them all as if they were her own. She calls them to join her out in the open for the first time. The matriarch counts on the help of other adults called tutors that will be in charge of watching over the pups, whether they are parents or not. The young male is one of them. This is the season in which most food is needed. The matriarch has found the carcass of a small animal. Its pieces are too large to be swallowed whole, but too hard to be chewed into smaller portions. So the matriarch does something extraordinary in front of her companions. She uses a strategy to break the pieces up. Shortly after, they all try to learn this technique. Even the pups give it a go. They will learn soon enough. Today, the matriarch has taught another lesson. The immense herds of wildebeest and zebras return to what will be their home for the next few months. The old elephant and her group will take a while longer. They need to regain the weight that they've lost. The clan of hyenas has been very hungry for some time. These are the first sounds of wildebeest and zebras that they've heard in months. The matriarch prefers not to be in a hurry and would rather go out hunting in the evening. But some members simply can't wait and decide to go out for a hunting session without their leader and her oldest daughter. Their plan is totally improvised. No strategy is used, and the wildebeest escape easily. Hours later, well into the evening, the matriarch decides that it's time. Her feisty daughter follows her. Very soon, she spots a solitary wildebeest. He looks exhausted from his journey. He knows that in the water he will be safer. A few kilometers away, the rest of the pack is disoriented and looking for the matriarch. They've jumped into the water. This isn't the easiest place for hyenas to hunt, but the matriarch knows that in their presence, the wildebeest won't dare try to leap out. They are in danger, but the matriarch is bold and her daughter is brave. Her peers can hear the wildebeest's groans from kilometers away. They race directly to the crime scene. And they all eat. Once again, the matriarch has been fundamental. Her role in the survival of the clan will continue to be crucial until her daughter succeeds her. In the same way, the mongoose matriarch's attitude of responsibility and solidarity will ensure that her pack follows her unconditionally. And the old elephant will continue sharing her knowledge, wisdom, and experience with all the herd. None of these females have boasted about their achievements or their decisions that have allowed their families to survive. They conceal their doubts and fears, but share their courage and expertise. These females don't show the way, they are the way. Because in an environment as challenging and ruthless as the African savanna, if you are a female in charge of a group, you must become a heroine.